This Warlock build gives you unlimited health, unlimited grenades, unlimited supers, okay well, close enough to it, and works perfectly with many different exotics and playstyles. The build is designed mostly for solo play in harder activities and updated for Season 13. So YouTube, I'm Divide, hit that subscribe and leave a rating, and now roll that intro. Now before we start our build creation, let's take a quick peek at the build itself in action first and see how it works. So this is a Warlock Void build in Season 13, which gives you around 50 to 60% of your super back for free after you throw a Nova Bomb, and takes around 20 to 30 seconds to get your super back after using your super. But how much of your super you get back at first depends on what you use in the build. But we're not just primarily focused on getting our super back fast, we're also focused on our abilities and healing, as we're designed for solo play. This is how the build works. First run into a bunch of ads, use your melee to kill one, which activates Devour, throw your grenade and get a kill with it, which spawns an elemental well, pick up the well to become charged with light twice, kill ads with your main weapon to refill the Devour effect and your grenade, whilst getting health at the same time. Keep spamming grenades for more wells and charge your light stacks and repeat. Eventually you'll use all your stacks to get your super to 50%, but afterwards you'll save around 5 stacks, and when you throw your super, get some kills with it and throw your grenade, you'll get a ton of super energy back. Then just finish up with bad JuJu kills or use mods to grow out more super energy, like the class ability mod. Now I'm going to say this right now, you don't have to use bad JuJu and you're not limited to using a lot of specific things, but the only thing you really do need are elemental charge, elemental ordnance and energy converter. But if you can have the full build setup that I show, then that's much better. But now let's go through that setup. So of course, starting with the loadout, you can use bad JuJu to get your super back faster, or use anything of your choice if you care more about unlimited health. Your good options are bad JuJu, risk runner, or any weapon that doesn't require a lot of slow reloading. So you want to focus on fast ad clearing weapons, as you get 10 seconds of Devour to keep your timer going. But on that topic, we are going with the Warlock's Void bottom tree, Achievement of Hunger, which comes with the Devour, where kills with this melee ability fully regenerate your health. For a short time afterwards, kills restore additional health, and this is perfect for playing solo, as you can pretty much always stay alive for as long as you're killing. But with this, we also have Feed the Void to consume our grenade if you need to, but ideally you want to kill ads with it, and you'll see why shortly. But our main perk is where we can recharge our grenade on kills whilst Devour is active, which should always be active in most activities like dungeons, raids, missions like Harbinger and Presage, and perhaps even Nightfalls. So it's really ideal for solo players. But finally go with Vortex Grenade. And now moving on into our armor for the helmet, we have the exotic Score of Dire Ahamkara, which you don't have to use, but it's nice to have a little extra super energy after kills with your Nova Bomb. But for the first mod slot, we do have Energy Converter, so we can gain up to 50% of our super energy using our grenade, and ignore the stat penalty as we're gonna get our grenade every few kills. But I also went with Dynamo to reduce our super cooldown when using our class near enemies. You can switch this out if you want and play around with different mods. For the gauntlets, I'm going with Elemental Charge to become charged with light twice when picking up elemental wells, and Momentum Transfer to reduce our melee cooldown on grenade kills. But again, it's not essential, and I would recommend using this in harder activities if you struggle to kill ads and keep your Devour timer, as this will give you a new melee ready to grant another Devour effect when you need it. But for the chest, we are using Supercharge to gain another 2 stacks of Charge of Light, and this works perfectly with Elemental Charge, as picking up our own wells will give us 2 every time. You will notice that sometimes you won't be able to save more than 2. That's because when you throw a grenade, you're getting some super energy for the stacks you have, but after you pass 50% super energy, you can start saving it to help your next super. But alongside that, we are running Concussive Dampener and Sniper Damage Resistance, but you can change these to suit your preference. For the legs, we are using Charged Up for that final 5th stack of Charge of Light, and Absolution, which isn't required, but I didn't have anything else that I thought was worth slotting. But finally, moving into the class, we are of course using Elemental Ordnance, one of my favourite mods in the game, as we will be able to spawn elemental wells on grenade kills, and picking up these wells will give us ability energy to all our abilities and make us charge with light twice. And remember, we're getting our grenade back in seconds, so imagine how many wells we can get. This will also be good for your allies too if you're in a team. But that's all that's required there. For your stats, I am running high intellect, but you actually don't really need to, and you can switch it out if you want. But ideally, the way you want to use this build is to get constant health regen and to get your super back as fast as possible. If you want to change this build up and have it work with other things, you can also use the Verity's Brow to boost grenade damage and recharge rate when using your energy weapon, and this will help out your allies as well. But if you are using this, you're better off running Risk Runner if you're against enemies like Fallen. But overall, I do like this build, and for me, I'd rate this one about 8 out of 10 and would recommend using this build for solo play. But that is all for this build video. If you haven't already, you should check out my other build videos in the playlist. See the link below. I have a ton of new Season 13 builds that I think you'll like, but if you did like this one, then a rating is much appreciated, and subscribe and share if you're new, as it really helps me out. We are now closing in on 1,000 subs, and I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. But do let me know in the comments what your favourite builds are, and I'll see you all in the next one.